Timberwolves, recognized, her life and the tragic nature of her death. And it's shameful, really, that in our country we can have law enforcement officers who commit murder.
All right, so this is Steve Kerr. He is the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, and he's long been a complete whack job. The problem with this is everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't care about his opinion. He did this under the auspices, as you can see, as the head coach, not as Steve Kerr. He was at a press conference after a game with the full team banner behind him saying this insanity. So people are asking, is this bad? And of course, he didn't cause any problem. Nobody really cared. That's Steve. And so you're allowed to say things like that as long as it's, supporting liberals.
Seemingly get away with it. It's shameful that the government can come out and lie about what happened when there's video, and witnesses who have all come out and disputed what the government is saying. So
they don't even look. I'm pretty sure at this point that the people in Minnesota, the cause, activated people and asked them to go out there and say things because, like I told you, there's the cognitive dissonance and the confirmation bias that these people have. They are unshakable. I'm seeing her not be the person in the wrong. And there's nothing you can tell me from any of the angles whatsoever that's going to change my mind about the fact that ICE is out here murdering people. And I'm going to say that right in here as my official capacity as the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. And nobody in the media had a problem.
Very demoralizing, devastating to lose, anyone's life, especially in that matter. So it's terribly sad for her family and for her and for that city. And I'm glad the Timberwolves came out and expressed that sadness.
Okay, so maybe that was an anomaly. Maybe it was just one coach who is off his rocker. Barry, you're making it, there was nothing activated. If it was activated, there'd be more people talking like that.
What happened in Minnesota was a straight up murder, in my opinion.
It's not your opinion anymore. It's not your opinion. You're in front of the Milwaukee Bucks logo. You're at the end of a game giving a press conference as the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. It's not your opinion. You are now implying that it's the opinion of the Milwaukee Bucks. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but however, you are representing somebody else. I remember when I had worked for a certain company, I had to actually put in my Twitter bio my own personal opinions. Hey, it's not representative of what the company thinks. And these idiots are sitting there just completely saying whatever kind of crap they want in front of the team banner, and not a single reporter questions them on it. None. Nobody.
And it's awful. This lady was probably trying to go home. And
why would you do that? Why would you say stuff you know to be untrue? This lady was just trying to go home. This is what they do. They lie completely to people's faces, and they do it with impunity, and they do it so nobody ever questions them. And the reporters won't say a word.
She didn't make it home, and that's really sad. So the whole ICE thing it's a travesty. It's clearly, to me, we're attacking brown people.
We're attacking brown people. Let me look at Renee Good's picture. She was white. See, maybe he's talking about the Somalis. It's not about their race. They're not supposed to be here. They injected, or he just injected, race into this. It's about brown people.
And I just happen to be brown. And I don't think it should just be brown people who supporters. I think we all have to be. I don't care what side of this thing you are on politically. What's going on in our country right now is absolutely wrong as far as the race stuff.
See, they activated him, but they didn't tell him what to say. Get out there after the game. We're calling in a chip here, okay? So make sure after the game that you say something about this. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, the lady got shot in Minnesota. Yeah, she was black. Oh, okay, so you want me to talk about it as a racial thing? Yeah, racial. There's no way he has seen a single video. There's no way he knows what the hell he's talking about. Somebody has activated people in the media, people in the celebrities in movies, and also now here in sports.
The politics, I'm not going to get into. The race stuff, I will, and it's just wrong, and we have to do something. But the only thing we can do right now is keep speaking up, because it doesn't seem like they care. And that's troublesome. Last thing I'm going to say, because I don't want to stay on this, but I could. I keep thinking about kids. And when I grew up, the president was always the role model.
He doesn't look much, I don't know, much younger than me. But which president are you talking about? The one that was sticking cigars up people's patooties? The one that, is playing with, his wife might be or might not be, that one? You can't be talking about Biden. What the hell are you talking about?
And I think about that and the effect of being a bully, lying. How is that good for our kids? And that worries me for our future. So I'll stop there.
How you doing?
All right. So you just heard two guys completely talking out their rear ends, making stuff up, just playing the liberal game. And the sports writers had no problem across the country. Oh, he's speaking truth to power, whatever the hell that means. It always didn't mean anything to me. It's truth to power. Now, I want you to see this next piece, because it's absolutely beautiful. And the sports writers around the country absolutely shredded, not the guy talking, but the reporter who dared to compliment him.
Today, Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press News. I just want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you. Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and ladies
you,
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right?
you,
You keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Did that sound bad to you? Did that sound like obviously she's a black woman. Did that sound like somebody who is saying something wrong by talking to the guy and giving him some props and saying, hey, young man, you're doing okay. Don't worry about it. Don't get your head down. She was propping him up, and the world imploded. They completely imploded on her. How dare you say stuff like that? It's not your job to compliment an athlete. Huh? You shouldn't. It's not your job to try and help somebody feel better. Huh? Yes, they actually said that. They've exposed themselves as trying to destroy sports. I knew it was coming, but now this woman, a black woman, says something nice to a coach, and she got vilified. And unfortunately for these people, one of the biggest names in sports podcasting came to her aid.
Hell yeah. Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press, 27 seconds. Just to let Liam Cohen know. Probably, I'm assuming we need to reach out to Miss Lynn Jones. Obviously, we will try to do that. We should have done that. Better journalism on our part. We'll talk about journalism here in a second. But probably somebody that's been around for a little bit, probably been around a little bit, and just saying, hey, nobody expects you to do that this year. You should hold your head up high. We appreciate you here in this city. We probably talked to each other here a lot through the last season. That's every day. The local crew is like, I'm not saying Lynn is, I'm just saying the local crew is like an everyday thing. Just want to let you know you did a good job this year. We appreciate you. 27 seconds. 27 seconds.
It's a lot of time.
27 seconds of, hey, yeah, good stuff. And then, everybody in the sports journalism world say, this is out of line.
Yeah, they actually came out and said this woman was bad for giving somebody a word of encouragement. You can't do that in 2026. Our job is to rip your butt open. He posted this earlier. It caught my eye. I love seeing these sports journalists getting absolutely buried for being curmudgeon bums. Obviously, not all of them, but a large percentage of these things hate sports. They hate what sports are for. Happiness. That in itself told me they don't like seeing people happy. I've told you that many times about liberals. They don't like happiness. And she was bringing happiness to this man. He goes on to say, they're political journalists by nature who preyed on sports because they saw it as an easier path to so-called make it. Their days are numbered, my show being broadcast on ESPN 10 hours a week with zero creative say from any, quote, journalism school. Puppets is living proof of that, and that's why they attack me as much as possible. I'm happy the world is starting to see what they truly are. So it's even happening in the sports world. Now, we as a society have to stop taking these particular humans seriously. Thank you. Their opinions and thoughts are coming from a place of wanting to destroy sports. Do you know what they were talking about today? Today, what the Supreme Court was talking about, it's coming in terms of the Transformer ban. And they were like talking about how it's all racist and homophobic and xenophobic and all this other phobia. You're sports writers, right? I mean, there's so much going on right now. We're in the middle of the NFL playoffs. There's people who had great games. There's people who had bad games. And your problem is somebody went and I don't even say gave him a compliment, just said, hey, man, you did well. Attaboy. Somebody gave an attaboy and it pissed off the sports world. Sports are the greatest thing on earth. I will salute that. These MFers have no idea, and they will never get it. Also, thank you to Lynn Jones, the woman who was speaking, for setting up a situation for me and all of us on how Liam Coleman, a coach, a man who might be a goat by the time everything's done, handles compliments during one of his most miserable moments. He handled it with class and humility. Feels like some journalism was actually done there. And it was like a wildfire across Twitter, where it's not your job to talk nice to somebody. But I can talk about the Trump administration and ICE murdering people. You got a problem with that? Oh, no, that's fine. Keep more of that, please. And I can tell that I'm brown and other brown people are being targeted. That's okay. Yes, more of that, please. More of that. Hey, young man, you did something good. Don't hang your head. Oh, no. How dare you say something like that?
This
Unbelievable.
can't do it.
Can't have it.
What are we doing here? We got deadlines. What's your deadline? A tweet? What are we even talking about now in 2026 about a deadline? Everybody's on a deadline. First tweet out wins in everything. We are all trying to post stuff now at the same exact time. Now, I know you got to write an entire article, and those 27 seconds can certainly change, especially if those 27 seconds are supposed to be meant on miserable, terrible things. Okay?
Yeah, there's actually sports writers out there who just focus on bad things. They will talk about this guy and this thing, but, the guy who was beating up his wife, no. The guy who did some assault to a woman, no, we're going to talk about. The guy who got arrested for drugs, no. The guy who was like doing stuff with masseuses, no. the guy who get congratulated for having a good year. That's what we need to go after. We need to make sure people know that is very bad.
If they're supposed to be miserable, terrible things, those 27 seconds aren't wasted. If those are dumb questions about things that you don't have right that happened on a football field that you just thought were happening, those 27 seconds are A-okay. But a positive, hey, you did good for us this year. We appreciate you. For 27 seconds, can't have it.
No. No place for it.
Can't have it. It's like, what a weird thing to come out publicly and say, this is disgusting. Who do you think you are to say that you think that's disgusting and it matters? Like, that is a crazy thing about the sports media people.
Right.
All right, so now Pat's absolutely right. But now here's where the funny thing is. Well, I find it funny. Wait till you see this woman. And when you see this woman, you're going to look at her and go, well, she checks all the boxes of liberalism. Well, yeah, she's got the big glasses, she's black, she's female, but she screwed up and she complimented a white guy. She made the white guy feel good. You can't do that.
Yes. You know, subscriptions going up for the Jacksonville Free Press.
Yes.
I mean, did you know this was going to throw you into the spotlight?
I did not. I really did not. I mean, it was a typical day. Go to the press box, and it was just an overwhelming day. I can tell you that this entire city, this town, our team, our city, and our coach, we were overwhelmed. I mean, and I really was not going to attend the press conference, but I left out. I was talking to a young man. I'm sure he know who he is, 23-year-old young man. We're just talking about the game. I'm telling him I'm from Michigan, this and that, and I'm giving him some words. He said, ma'am, you need to go ahead and attend the press conference. So I went back, I went down, went through how we maneuvered through, and I sat there and everyone was back there, and then Coach, word up, Coach. So Coach came out, and his emotions, he was totally immersed, his feelings. He had tears, he bit his lip. And the issue is the question, not necessarily a question in the fourth quarter, in the fourth down, and the punt came through.
Right.
But my question was, keep your head up, young man. Yeah. Young man, this entire year, we have rooted for this team over more than 30 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? The stadium, the solemnness, we were rooting, I mean, it was packed. So he was like, yes, ma'am, thank you. So now I'm the new grandma.
Probably needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell it was authentic, genuine. You got nothing to apologize. You lost the game. You did a great job. We'll get them next year. Liberals don't like that, even though she's black and with glasses. And what the big problem was, and here's where they got caught. As you saw the camera focused on the coach, and all you heard was her voice saying, don't worry about it, we'll get him next year, everything's going to be okay, you did it great. They didn't know she was black. They didn't understand it was an older black woman, not that it freaking matters. They didn't know that she was black, and immediately pounced on this reporter, thinking that it was horrible that she was talking nice to a white football coach. His name is Liam Cohen. Winky wink. Liam Cohen. And she propped him up. And without ever seeing her face, without knowing who made the comment, they descended. They ate their own. Obviously, I don't know this woman, but she's got all the appearances of probably being a liberal. Maybe not. But she did good. And good isn't available to the liberals. They don't like good.
The new auntie and...
So, Lynn, I do want to bring out, because this also has a lot of mixed emotions and how people are responding to this.
Yes.
So Adam Scheffner wrote, this is an awesome post-game exchange between a reporter and Jags head coach. But then Mark Long, who's an AP reporter, kind of went in on this.
Yes.
And he said nothing awesome about this, called you fake media, said that you shouldn't even have been up there asking those kind of questions.
Oh.
Now they want to pull her credentials. Imagine that. They want to pull her credentials because she had the audacity to say something good to somebody. Where are we, people? Where are we? I mean, yes, I love football, but this is way bigger than football. You see a person up there, he's emotional, and they got beat, and the other reporters are banging on him. And she walks up and says, "Hold your head up, man. You did a good job. You got nothing to be ashamed of." And they're like, "We need to pull her credentials. We need to get her out of the locker room. She should never be there ever again."
So when you heard that, how did that make you feel?
I don't take no offense to it. Listen, I've been in this business more than 25 years. I've interviewed from Barack Obama to Terry Bradshaw to, what's my guy named Tiger Woods. So he can say whatever you want about fake news. I am a member of the Black Press, NNPA, the National Newspaper Association, that's been around more than 100 years. I'm the associate editor of the Jacksonville Free Press, one of the more than 230 African-American newspapers still printing in this country today. In Jacksonville, you have the Florida Star since 1955. We've been around since 1986. In Philadelphia, the Philly Tribune has been printing since 1884. In my hometown of Detroit, the Michigan Chronicle has been printing since 1935. So support the Black Press. So you can call me fake all you want to, honey. I've been doing this a long time.
Let me tell you something.
People know me. Yes, sir.
My cousin Lance, they're big Packers fans. They came down last night for
not
Jackson.
the Packers.
Listen,
I'm from Detroit.
listen.
Go ahead.
So they are converts, and my cousin Lance was like, "Tell her this morning that I love her, and tell her to say that it's going to be all right."
It's going to be all right. Keep your head up. All right.
It's going to be all right. You got to keep your head up. I wanted to close with that today. A feel-good story. The libs never saw what she looked like. They didn't know who she was. There was just a voice that they heard on tape, and they immediately pounced and went, "Oh, she's black? Oh, she's older? That could be somebody's grandma." And she's in the locker room writing sports stories and had the goodness about her to see a man hurting. See a man who went an entire season his first year and said, "It's all right, man. You're going to be okay. You did well. Hold your head up." Why would we ever have a problem with people saying, "Hold your head high. Well done. You didn't win, but you did well"? That story by itself tells me liberals have nothing in their heart. They're black souls. They're completely empty. It was exhibited en masse. There were just probably hundreds of posts telling her she shouldn't be in sports. Don't ever go back to the stadium. You suck. And I'm like, wow. See, I'm waiting for Stephen A. Smith to go ahead and post a video. I haven't seen one yet by him, but when I see somebody vulnerable, it reminds me she could have been my grandma. She's a little bit darker. And you all jumped on her because she said something nice. Maybe you guys should say something nice. Maybe a little happiness, a little attaboy would mean so much, but they can't because they're miserable asshats. Just remember that. This story, you may not like the NFL, you may not like football whatsoever, but it's so indicative of who these people really are. They're angry, miserable, almost demonic, that you'd want to, of all the things that you'd want to attack somebody over, being nice, you want to attack somebody because they're being nice to another human being, then you know right there's something really wrong with the left. When you can't even be nice to somebody.